Hi, this is Kirk, the bariatric carnivore. Well, let's talk about a major virus that is affecting medicine at all levels. And we're talking about from medical schools to major hospital change to the government. That virus is called DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion. And it has been affecting medicine in a bad way for a long time, and it's only going to get worse. It really came to my attention this last week when I ran across an article from the Mayo Clinic where one of their staff was talking about the reason why blacks have more heart attacks than white people is racism. And I sort of looked through it and was paying attention to it going, there's no mention of lifestyle. There's no mention of making any changes. I guess you're going to feel really good about yourself when you're lying in the gutter, dying of a heart attack, going, aha, it's racism, with no means of helping. It changes nothing. It doesn't protect anybody from a heart attack. All you're doing is maybe making them feel better about having a heart attack because it was racism that killed them. This is what's going on with medicine right now, is these people are getting so wrapped up about things that people have no control over. Nobody has control of their skin color. Nobody has any control of who gave them birth. But that is supposed to be your controlling thing. And that's the danger of this DEI stuff. And it keeps getting worse. I mean, you've got the systematic racism, and that's causing different diseases. But you also have people that are now fat acceptance. And there's some evangelist doctors that are running around telling other doctors that you cannot tell somebody that they're fat. You can't tell somebody that they're morbidly obese. You've got to accept them. And you can't help them because, frankly, if you try to help somebody lose weight, they're just going to gain it back anyway, and then they're going to feel really bad about themselves. Even though obesity will kill you. It will cause more strain on your hearts and joints and create, probably give you the better likelihood of having type 2 diabetes and all these other chronic problems. So we're not supposed to provide help for anybody that's got a real problem, chronic obesity. We're just supposed to ignore it and accept it and just pat them on the shoulder and say, it's just the way things are. And that is wrong. That is not medicine. That's not helping. It's killing people. And I, keep looking at these, there's morbid fascination where you've got these fat acceptance models that are going around telling you, you've got to accept me because I'm fat. Then they drop dead of heart attacks in their 30s. And this is what's considered normal, and we're supposed to be empowered by the fact that they're having heart attacks in their 30s. This is grotesque, but it gets delusional. It becomes, we have to buy into other people's, doctors have to buy into other people's delusions. So say, for instance, the trans community. And if somebody is born a woman, they are born female at the time of their birth, and they cosmetically change into a male. They're now presenting as a male. And they show up at a doctor's office and they say, I need a prostate exam. They don't have a prostate. Sorry, they don't. If you were born a female, you don't have a prostate. You do not need a prostate exam. But doctors are being told that they have to give a prostate exam to somebody who wants one, even though they're biologically female, because we're supposed to go along with that delusion. That's where we are right now. And the medical schools are kind of perpetuating this type of idiocy in the medical system. Part of that reason is because they've bought into the DEI model from a long time back. There's a lot of, people like this Harvard professor and others that have been screaming about this stuff for a long time, but to no avail. DEI is permeating everything, and it's including the people that get accepted to high-end medical schools. It used to be that you always had to take the MCAPs in order to go to medical school. That was kind of the SAT to get into a really good medical school. Not anymore. Now, if you come from an historically black university, they'll waive the MCAP. And as a result, the quality of doctors that are coming, because we're getting less and less qualified doctors because of diversity. We need to have more people of certain skin colors in there. And as a result, we're going to lower the standard. And what's going to happen over time is the quality of medical care is going to inherently drop because we're getting less and less qualified people in it. Let me give you an analogy from the world of aviation. There was recently a plane crash by a trans pilot, and I have nothing against trans pilots if they're qualified, but this one was not qualified. Performance reviews from when she was in the co-pilot seat kept saying not qualified. Does not know how to manage the cabin, does not know how to manage her space, does not know how to do this thing or the other thing. There was warning flags all over the place that this person should not be a pilot in commercial aviation. Yet, the company wanted to have a trans pilot. As a result, they put in an unqualified pilot, and as a result, there was a crash. It happens. There's now a couple of major airlines that are trying to take baggage handlers to the pilot seat. I have nothing against baggage handlers, but I do not want them to be flying an airplane. I want qualified pilots. I don't care what somebody's race, creed, color, or sex is. I just want them to be qualified. That's what I want from doctors. But because of DEI, where you are looking at things that are irrelevant to the practice of good medicine. I don't care about skin color. I don't care about race. I don't care about gender. I don't care about anything except, do you know what you're doing? But unfortunately, that ain't happening. We're promoting people based on things that people cannot control, what their skin color is, who birthed them. And as a result, we're lowering the standards and we're getting less and less qualified people. But it gets a little bit worse than that, because now the government is deciding where they're going to ration care based on skin color. There was 2 cases where during COVID, monoclonal antibodies were taken away from areas where there were lots of white people and given to areas where there were lots of minorities. That was basically a rationing of healthcare and the most effective treatment at the time, strictly based on people's race. Not need, not anything else except race. It took a lawsuit in one Midwest city hospital to stop the hospital system from triaging people and treating people of color before white people because of DEI. That's where we are. Now, what do you want to do about it? Well, frankly, I don't think there's a dang thing you can do about it. Recognize that's what's going on. Recognize that your only solution to this is to try to get yourself as healthy as possible to end your chronic diseases, to end your dependence on the medical system, because it's a psychopathic system. It is not looking after you. And if you want to get free of it, then the only way to do it is for you to learn to get healthy. I strongly subscribe to the idea that if you switch to a low-carb diet, what will happen is your level of inflammation will go down, and within a couple of weeks, you're going to start to be wanting to be more energetic, and you're going to feel better, and you're going to start doing more activity. And as a result of that, you're going to probably start getting better sleep. It may take a few months, but over time, you're going to find yourself getting, my aches and pains are going away. I feel better. And if you get yourself out of the medical system, because look, frankly, 90% of us have some sort of metabolic disease. 60% of the population has some sort of chronic disease that could be solved through simple lifestyle changes, but the system won't tell you what those changes are. You have to figure that out for yourself, because in this fight for your health, you are all alone. But we can all be alone in this together. So if you agree with me that we need to get rid of this DEI virus before it absolutely destroys the medical system or hurts you or someone you love, then frankly your best bet is to get the heck out of it while you still can. This is Kirk, the Bariatric Carnivore. I try to put out a couple messages each week. If you like this message, please hit the like and subscribe button. I know this is not like one of those pleasant messages, but hopefully one that will give you pause for thought and to help you realize that, the problems we face are a lot more systemic and a lot more dangerous than you might think, because they're coming from the very top and they're only going to get worse until you get the heck out. I'll talk to you again soon.